And there ends the 2017 Blue Jays season as they win 2-1 over the New York Yankees. And like I said at the end of the Leaf video, it felt like a spring training type of feel. Not a lot of regulars. If there was, they got pulled earlier in the game. And the Jays won 2-1 to end off this rough season. And 76-86 was the final record for the Toronto Blue Jays, and I can't believe I actually made it through 162 videos of up and down miserable baseball at times. It was tough. There were times where I'm like, man, this video is going to be dry. It's going to be tough, but I got to power through it, try and make it entertaining, because it ain't easy when your team gets slapped left and right, and when they win a game, you're happy, but they seem no momentum, and then they suck the next day. The inconsistency of this team was through the roof. However, the big question, let's just break this bad boy down first before we start breaking down the offseason real quick. It was nice to see Jose Bautista get a hit and get an RBI in possibly his last game as a Blue Jay. He gets a sacrifice fly to Aaron Hicks in center field. Richard Urania scores on that play. He had a walk to get on and comes around to score. Matt Holliday ties the game in the 7th with the home run. And then in the 8th, Ryan Goins, there's a guy on base, or there's a guy in scoring position, and Ryan Goins at the plate. Yeah, he's knocking him in. RBI ground out for Ryan Goins, and that gives the Jays the 2-1 lead. Ryan Goins, 62 RBIs for Ryan Goins. What a year he has put together. And that's about all she wrote. Jays won 2-1, like I said. But they only had 2 hits the entire game. Jose Bautista got a hit, obviously, like I said. And Justin Smoke went 1 for 4 as well. That was it. But you look at, like I said, it was kind of that spring training type of feel. You had a lot of, Ken Morales didn't play. Josh Donaldson didn't play. Kevin Pillar hasn't played for a bit. Russell Martin didn't play. So it was kind of like that. Aaron Judge and Gregorius and all those. Sanchez didn't play. I know I'm missing some other guys, but those are the main ones for sure. They didn't play. So you look at it and it's like, whatever. Nice way to end off the season, but it really doesn't matter. Brett Anderson, free agent at the end of the year. I don't know what you guys feel about him. I feel like, I don't want to give him a guaranteed major league contract. I'd love to give him a split one, but we'll see. 5 innings, 3 hits, no walks, 3 strikeouts. He was great in this game. Luis Santos, a great solid bullpen arm that we've seen now come up from AAA Buffalo. He went an inning of work, didn't give up a hit, struck out 2 batters, ERA down to 2.70. Him and Carlos Ramirez are 2 guys that have really opened some eyes this year and could be very, very valuable assets next year in the bullpen. Danny Barnes gives up the home run to Matt Holliday, goes an inning, gives up a couple hits, and walks a batter, ERA of 3.55 to end the season. Solid season overall for Danny Barnes. And Ryan Tepera goes a clean inning of work, striking out 3.59 earned run average to end the season. Very good. Very, very good season for Ryan Tepera. He pitched a ridiculous amount. 77 2/3 innings for a reliever. He did a great job getting a lot of work, especially earlier in the season when he had to pitch 2 and 3 innings. He did a great job there. And Roberto Osuna picks up his 39th save of the season, goes a clean inning. His last 5 outings, he's gone 5 innings, giving up no hits, no walks, no runs. I think we're striking out like 7. He's been dynamite to end the season. Why? Because you're using your fastball. I saw him touch 97 and 98 today. He was on point today. And got a strikeout in there, dropping his ERA to 3.38. And a great way to end off the season for Roberto Osuna for sure. And now he can go into the offseason not worrying about playing in the WBC and just focusing on his offseason training and all that kind of stuff and making sure he's healthy for next year. That's the key to this team, is staying healthy. Why do I say that? Well, let's break down positions. If Marcus Stroman can be Marcus Stroman, well, we're fine. If Aaron Sanchez can figure out his whole finger issue, and if he can beat Aaron Sanchez, we're gonna be all right. If Marco Estrada can be Marco Estrada that we know and love and be healthy, that's 3 great starters. You throw in Jay Happ, who had an amazing end to his season, and if he can be that guy going into next year, that's 4 unbelievable starters. You add another free agent, and then you've got a pretty darn solid rotation. We go to the bullpen. You've got Ryan Tepera, ERA under 3.59 in a ridiculous amount of outings. Danny Barnes had a very good year. Dominic Leone had a fantastic season. Roberto Osuna, yes, he had some hiccups in there, but overall pretty solid. ERA of 3.38 is a solid ERA overall. And like I said, we saw Luis Santos and Carlos Ramirez. Those 2 guys open some eyes. Could be some nice bullpen arms for next year. Again, if the Jays can maybe sign a lefty or trade for a lefty reliever, that would be fantastic. No J.P. Howell garbage, because that clearly went well. And there you have a pretty darn solid bullpen. So you look at that, and you're like, if the guys can stay healthy, and they can perform the way we know they can, that's solid. Then you go to the positional players. Let's start at first base. Justin Smoke. If he can be Justin Smoke of this season, my goodness, I'd take that in a heartbeat. If that's the case, re-sign the dang guy. Kendrys Morales, if we can see a little bit more production out of him, that'd be fantastic. But stay healthy like he has, and we should be okay. Devin Travis, I think the biggest piece to this team right there. You know, he does hit some home runs, but for him, it's a high batting average. He can steal some bases. He's solid defensively, which has some really good defensive strides in him to start this year. And stay healthy. Because when he's healthy, he's dynamite. And he's clutch. He hit over 300 with runners in scoring position. Why was this team so bad this year? They couldn't hit with runners in scoring position. He could, but he was injured for so long. Big piece, lost. Troy Tulowitzki, you know what you're going to get from him defensively if he's healthy. And offensively, I mean, he's always that threat. But he can be better. And maybe we can see that. I don't know. Josh Donaldson, healthy. And if he's still around, you know, if he can be that guy, if he can be Josh Donaldson like we've seen this year, he's going to be amazing. He's going to do amazing stuff on offense and defense. Russell Martin, if he stays healthy, he's always going to give you a solid, you know, he's going to be an amazing catcher, as well as sprinkle in some nice hits here and there. He will do that. Center field, Kevin Pillar, if he can go back to the way he was to start this season, he'll be unbelievable. We know what he is defensively. Stay healthy. And we know what he can do offensively, but just don't be stupid at the plate and start chasing every pitch, please. That's it for Kevin Pillar. And then, like we've been talking lately, a couple corner outfielders that have some speed, that have some contact, that are clutch maybe. Go after things like that. And then you have some speed on the bases. You have some different aspects of the game. And if you're healthy, you have a really solid team. That's it. Now, I'm not saying it's easier. It's easier said than done, obviously. You can throw Steve Pearce into the mix, but defensively, not too sure about him. So, there's still a lot of questions, though. Will this team try and contend next year or not? It all depends on this offseason. Big piece is Josh Donaldson. You know, a lot of people have been, well, we heard him talk today about wanting to be here for a long time and all that kind of stuff. I get that. But if the Jays are bad next year, what do? Well, I'll trade him at the deadline. Okay, well, fine. If you trade him at the deadline, you will not get even a sliver close to the amount you'd get for him if you traded him in the offseason. Why? Look at David Price. What did we have to give up for David Price? Matt Boyd, Daniel Norris, I think maybe another player in there somewhere. But Daniel Norris mainly the main piece in that trade. He's been awful for the Tigers. Matt Boyd's been not that great at all either. For David Price. Why? It was half a year. That's it. It was a rental player. You don't give up as much. If we got him for the entire season, yeah, we'd have to give up more. So that's the whole issue with Josh Donaldson. If this team is going to contend, stay here, have him stay and re-sign him, fine. But if they're going the other route and trying to retool and get some prospects, this offseason is the time to trade him. But I don't know what their options are. I don't know what their situation is. I don't know what their plan is. So there's tons of questions heading into the offseason. Tons of them. Now, we'll talk about that. I want to hear what you guys have to say in the comments about the season as a whole, what your expectations are for the offseason and next year. Let me know what you guys think, all right? So you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you guys enjoyed this video and you've enjoyed coming on this ride with me, through this roller coaster ride of a season for the Jays, hit that like button. I do appreciate that. Hit that subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below what you guys think of this game. What you guys think of the Jays season as a whole. Favorite moment of the season. I think I can guarantee it right now. Most of you guys are going to say, yep, the two Steve Pearce walk-off grand slams. Absolutely my favorites too. But let me know what you guys think. What are your off-season expectations? Let me know everything. And we'll talk to you guys later tonight. Raptors edition, baby, preseason game uno. I'm pumped. Clippers, 10 o'clock. It's a late one. And we'll talk to you guys. Leafs edition, October 4th. Wednesday, October 4th. As the season gets underway for the blue and white. Leafs, Winnipeg Jets. Oh, baby. Raptors starting now. Leafs starting now. Let's get it going. Talk to you guys then.